Hi, in this tutorial, we will be going over tuples in Python 3. So tuples are a collection and it is ordered, and unchangeable. In Python, tuples are written with round brackets. For example, this is how you would declare a tuple. So let's write a name as you are used to, maybe this tuple, and let's set it equal to some tuple. So in Python, you write it with round brackets, and let's put some items in it, like apple, banana, and orange. Okay, now let's print this tuple and run it. Okay, so as you see, this is the tuple of apple, bananas, and oranges. Now, as I said, tuples are unchangeable, but you can still access the items, just like you would do in a list or in a dictionary. So the way you would do this is you would use the square brackets, just like you do in a list. So let's print, instead of the entire tuple, let's print the item at the second location. So I'm going to pose this as a challenge to you. Pause this video and print the item at the second location. So print banana. Okay, I'm assuming you had a go at it. So let's bump it to 1 since this is the second position. And now you see it printed banana. Right. So in addition to positive indexing, you can also access items through negative indexing. So remember, negative indexing means beginning from the end. So -1 refers to the last item, -2 refers to the second last item, and so on. So I'm going to pose this as a challenge to you. So if you've watched my previous videos on Python 3, you should know how to do negative indexing. So here's the challenge. Try to grab orange through negative indexing. Okay, I've assumed you have a go at it, so let's try it out. So to grab it by negative indexing, you just put a negative sign, and there you go, orange. If you have any questions about negative indexing, feel free to post it in the comments or message us separately. Okay, so in addition to grabbing items one by one, you can also grab a range of items. So you do this by specifying a range. So let me show you what I mean. Let's grab the items from apple to banana. So the way we do this is 0:2. So as you can see, we grabbed apple and banana. Let me explain how. So we start at index 0, which refers to the apple item. And then we move on to index 1, which is banana. But we ignore the last number, which is orange. So we're grabbing items from the starting number all until the last number, not including it. Okay. Now let's talk about how to change tuple values. So as you know, once a tuple is created, you cannot change its values. In addition, tuples are unchangeable, and in coding language, it means immutable. But there is a workaround. You can convert the tuple into a list, change the list, and convert the list back into the tuple. I know that's a little bit confusing, so let's go through it. So right now we have a list of a tuple of apple, banana, and orange. So let's change this into a list in order to change one of its items. So let's set a tuple called y, and let's set it to list of tuple. So this is casting this tuple to a list. Now we can change the value. So let's change banana to cherry. And now you can set this tuple to a casting of y. And now once you print this tuple, you'll see that cherry has been changed. Okay, Now, I'm going to go through a few more things you can do with a tuple. You can check if an item exists in a tuple. So the way you do that is write if some item name, so let's check if apple, in the tuple name, let's print apple in the tuple. So as you can see, it printed apple in the tuple because the item is in the tuple. Okay, now you can also get the length of the tuple. So the way you can do that is, it's really simple actually. You can just print len parentheses and put in the tuple name. So as you can see, this tuple has 3 items, so it has a length of 3. Okay, so you might be wondering, okay, but you didn't teach us how to add any items to the tuple. Now, once a tuple is created, you cannot add items to it because tuples are unchangeable or immutable. So obviously there is a workaround with lists, as I just showed you. It's the same thing with adding, but unfortunately you cannot immediately put a new item in a tuple. Okay, now let me talk about one item tuples. So let's create a tuple of just an apple. Now if you print the type of this tuple, let's see what we get. It's a string. What? Well, Python interprets this as a string because, as you know, strings can be written with parentheses or no parentheses. To explicitly tell the Python that this is a tuple, you must put a comma, even if you only have one item. So now you can see once you put the comma, it is a class of tuple. Okay, now I'm going to teach you one more item. You can join tuples. Let me show you how. So let's create this tuple 2 and let's set it to apple, let's see, banana, orange. And the way to join 2 tuples is basically using the plus operator. So you can actually print Actually, let's put this in a separate variable so it's easier to see. So let's create a new tuple and let's set it to tuple 3. And if you print tuple 3, as you can see, it joined these 2 tuples. Okay, that's it for today's lesson on tuples. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comments or email us or fill out the feedback form. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and sign up at thecodebakery.herokuapp.com. Thank you.